Yo, yo, what is good, my fellow wrestling fans and party people across the world? Welcome to a brand new week, and welcome to a WrestleMania week that is edition of what we like to call the Clash of Champions, where we dive headfirst into all the controversy, storylines, personalities, and everything in between that center around this world we know and love as professional wrestling. I am your host, the vegan you believe in conscious Kurt, aka Kurt GPT, the moral conscience of America in the flesh as always, and gracing us with his presence for the first time in 2 months. He needs no introduction, but the hell with it. He's about to give y'all one anyway.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. This is John Randall, Kurt's tag team partner. I am back in living color, the Avenger himself. And like Kurt said, it is WrestleMania week, and we are here for our predictions. Today is our prediction show. How you been, Kurt? It's been a long time.
Been pretty good. Just been a little tired the last 2 weeks ever since my birthday trip. Yeah, I've been kind of like nonstop ever since I got back to New York. So it's been tough, but it's been also good. Like I had a very good birthday party when I got back. My trip was freaking crazy. Some bumps in the road, but it was still a fun trip regardless. And yeah, it's just been a crazy kind of month for me in that sense. But I'm doing well. We'll get into how I'm feeling about WrestleMania week in a few minutes. But before we get into that, I just wanted to ask how you feeling. I know you were gone for the show for a few months because of the tragic death of your mom. So I just wanted to see how you've been.
I just been taking one day at a time, man. And thank you, and thank you for everybody else, family, friends, reaching out and being there for me, being supportive. And it's a tough thing to deal with when you have a death in the family, especially in your immediate family. You
Yeah, like
know,
a parent. Yeah, I get it. I
yeah,
get it.
especially when it's a parent and it hits hard. Like I said, um, I'm not gonna forget everything that she has taught me. I wouldn't be the person that I am without her. And just everything that she taught me, and I'm never gonna let that go. I'm gonna continue to think about her, honor her memory, honor everything about her that she has taught me, not just myself, but also my brothers as well. So just taking it one day at a time is the best thing and the only thing you could do at this moment. But yeah, since it's WrestleMania week, I thought this would be the perfect time for me to come back and do this show. So yeah.
Welcome back, man. We're glad to have you back, and we're always here for you. Me specifically, yeah, we're always here for you if you ever need, to vent or open up about these things. And but yeah, more than anything, I am very happy to have you back. Doing this show alone is not easy.
No, I know, man. I trust me. I've been listening, and I felt bad. There were times where there actually was a couple episodes where I was like, "Damn, I wish I was, with you right now."
Yeah,
Especially when you're doing the rewind review, like especially when you did WrestleMania 28 and WrestleMania 10, because you're talking about the stuff that happened back in '94, and of course, WrestleMania 28 was the perfect one because that was like my you could say like my homecoming. That
mine
was
too.
that was pretty much the mania that brought me back into to be a wrestling fan. So it was just crazy how that whole format, pretty much how that whole timeline started. Because it was
Yeah,
supposed to be, I treated that mania like a one night stand in a way, because it was supposed to be like a one and done thing. I'm going to enjoy this for this moment, for this night. The build up was good, and good to be a fan for a moment, and then after that I'm just going to move on with life. And then the next thing on Raw, Brock Lesnar comes back, and I was like, oh damn, I'm sold. I'm
yeah,
back
beings
in.
like that.
Yep.
Yeah, because I had just come back from Miami going to that music festival. It was like my first real major music festival in the States. So I was like, you know what? I'm kind of like in the Miami vibe, and that was the first WrestleMania I ever went to. So I'm like, you know what? Let me talk about this one for the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we talked about doing WrestleMania 17 before you took your hiatus, but I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do WrestleMania 17 without you, so I'll just do
Yeah.
a different one.
It would have been worse if you did 22 without me. I would have been like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, yes. I figured I would
Of
save
all
those
the
ones for
ones.
you. But anyway, those
Yeah.
were a lot better times for wrestling and the builds for WrestleMania because over the last 2 weeks we've been subjected to some dog shit when it comes to the WrestleMania build, and that dog shit I'm talking about is how WWE's bright idea, genius idea was to implement Pat motherfucking McAfee into the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton feud. What the fuck? What
Yeah,
the fuck?
WTF, Kurt? WTF? What
You could
are?
say the word. You could say the word because it's
Yeah.
granted for this damn situation. These damn boneheads, dumbasses.
Well, you know what, Kurt? Just to be technical about it, it's bonehead moves from the TKO. Pretty much,
Yeah.
they were the ones who are all
Ooh.
behind it with everything. And TKO, I've been saying this for a long time, and I speak behalf on all wrestling fans that TKO is ruining wrestling. You have the potential. The thing that hurts me the most with this storyline is that you had the potential of a storyline between two people, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, with a long history to tell that beautiful story with the history between those two. But instead, you want to implement celebrities in it. And I get it. WrestleMania is built on celebrities. That's why this event is really special. But when it comes to, there's certain things that you do not put your foot in, and you don't put your celebrities in a pivotal championship match like that. It doesn't make any sense. At one point, Kurt, and I be honest when I say this, at one point, I actually thought there was one moment where I thought the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton storyline had a little more momentum than CM Punk and Roman Reigns. This was after Randy Orton had turned heel. And
Yeah.
this was after when CM Punk got upset about, oh, you calling me old.
Yeah, it had that momentum for 1 week, and then they had that horrible brawl on SmackDown 2 weeks ago, and then the week after, of all damn people, they implement Pat McAfee into this feud. Yeah, that's what this feud needed. A simple story that told itself with the story that Cody and Randy had, like dating back to their, like legacy days. Their bright idea was to put in Pat McAfee, who's a damn announcer, former football player, has a show on ESPN, all that good stuff, and implementing him into the storyline, they ruined it. Honestly, I hate to say this, but I could give two fucks about that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes match now. I don't even give a fuck about watching it on Saturday. I really
And
don't.
and what's to make it worse, Kurt? Pat McAfee was gone for a long time. He even said himself that
Yeah.
he wasn't gonna be part of WWE anymore. And I don't care about that, but it's like you've been gone for a long time, and then just boom, you just show up. And then there was that, because he was the mystery person who was on the phone with him the whole entire time with Randy Orton. And we were guessing, but who is Orton talking to on the phone? Who could it be? And of all people, it's Pat McAfee.
Stupid. Stupid. And the biggest issue now is that it's not about Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton anymore. It's about Cody
No.
Rhodes against Pat McAfee.
Or more importantly, it's not just that. It's like Kurt, it's like Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton are kind of like the third wheel in the storyline. It feels like it's more about Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Because last week on SmackDown, after they had that brawl, if you look closely, when Pat McAfee and Randy Orton was leaving the ring, Pat McAfee is holding the WWE Championship belt, not Randy Orton.
Oh, I wanted to get into that. As bad as it was when they implemented Pat McAfee in the storyline the week before on SmackDown, that segment last Friday when he cut that promo talking about how he got the ticket prices cut with his little fucking Jack Nicholson sunglasses, and then Cody Rhodes came out to confront him, and then Orton was like nowhere to be seen like throughout most of this, and yeah, all that bullshit, and he walks out with the belt. I'm like, yo, like this is as bad as it's ever been. Like this whole storyline is a reflection about how horrible WWE's creative has been since last year's WrestleMania. It's been
TKO.
consistently it's been consistently worse over the last year, but this is like the holy grail of the dog shit they've been doing over the last year.
TKO. And what's even like sad is how the attendance is down for this year's
And that's
Mania.
their
For
fault.
both nights
And that's
one.
their fault.
Yeah.
It's the ticket prices, it's the damn ticket prices, and also the creative and the show as a whole just hasn't been as good the last year.
Right.
I've defended them as much as I can, as much as I could over the last year. I've defended them saying, oh, it's just a rough patch. They'll get through it. It's just a rough patch. These things happen. And it's just gradually gotten worse.
Yeah. And, if we're being technical about it, I had this conversation with my brother the other day. WrestleMania should not be here in Vegas. It technically should
No.
be in New Orleans last week.
Yeah, I feel like in many ways also that's another point. I feel like what's happening now is karma for that bullshit they pulled on New Orleans.
Yeah. Bad business decision. Bad. Completely
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
From that the teasing of storylines that they never deliver on, and just like the show as a whole, like not having that same energy, and then moving the product to ESPN where they have to pay more money, and the show's being less good with you still paying more money. And on top of that, their bright idea for the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton main event of WrestleMania that people had been looking forward to for years, and we were finally going to get it at WrestleMania. We're all excited for it, and they fucking ruined it.
Completely
They
ruined
ruined
it.
it.
I
There's
said,
nothing saving. There's nothing saving this match anymore. Like even if they have a good match at WrestleMania,
it
it's too late. It's
it's
too late.
it's preordained. It centers around the celebrities. That's what kills it. And like I said, you had a potential to tell a very classic, deep storyline between two people who have a history. Guys, Cody Rhodes learned under Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes, you could say his first little mini feud when he went into the WWE back in 2007 was with Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes was under Randy Orton's teaching of legacy along with Ted DiBiase Jr. So yeah, there's a lot of history between those two.
If they had brought him back, that would have made a little bit of sense. But bro,
Oh no, he's in trouble.
no, he
Ted
gotta quit
DiBiase
it.
Jr. Huh?
You gotta quit it. You gotta quit it.
Oh,
Yeah, like a month ago, we gotta quit it.
okay. Oh, damn.
Yeah, you gotta quit it on all charges.
Yeah, I heard. Didn't he like buy a house or something like that, or no?
It was like some welfare fraud bullshit. But yeah, you gotta quit it.
Wow. Okay.
That would have made more sense than the bullshit they did. But I just want to say I don't know who was behind this, whether it was Triple H's idea, that Ari Emanuel dude's idea, or if the Rock's pulling strings, or whoever the fuck. But I'll say this: anybody who came up with this idea, approved of it, and thought it was a good idea, they all should be slapped in the face. Every single last one of them.
You know, it's the one thing that bothers me though. When they decided to make this merger a couple years ago, like, what were they thinking? Did they like talked about like, all right, are you guys going to be interfering with our storylines? You know, what's the income like?
Yeah.
What's the financial status on your guys' part? Because I heard for the longest time that the reason why the ticket prices are so high is because apparently TKO is trying to pay off like some debt, and that's still really not an excuse. That's something that should have been brought up. I don't know. I just felt like the whole idea of the merger a couple years ago was a very bad idea. Very bad idea.
Yeah, and hindsight is sucking. Not that I want Vince back or anything, because we don't want those kind of problems either. But
Right.
yeah, looking at it now, yeah, it's not good. And I don't want to hear Triple H's bullshit. I don't want to hear Bruce Pritchard's bullshit saying, "Oh, don't be a critic, just be a fan. Don't be a critic, just be a fan." Nah, son.
No.
If you want us to not be critics, give us a better goddamn show.
Right.
Excuse my language. I don't mean to say that word, but it came out.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like 2009 was like the breaking point of me where I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to leave though. But at the same time, as fans, we're going to criticize regardless. I mean, even when things were good, there were certain things where we kind of like, oh, that wasn't good. Not a good idea.
Fair enough.
We still tuned in and watched though. But hey, that's how we are. But this is pushing it. Completely pushing it.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. This is the least I've cared about WrestleMania in a long time.
I just felt like, I don't know, man. Until I watch this weekend, I don't know, man. I don't know if you felt this way, but do you feel like the aura of WrestleMania is a little bit gone?
In many ways, yes. Like I said, like this is the first time in years where like I don't really care about WrestleMania like I did before, and it doesn't like feel like WrestleMania. It doesn't really feel like it this year, and they fucked up, and it's because of them. Yeah. And in hindsight, they were better off keeping the title on Drew McIntyre and like doing like a 4-way match, like Drew, Cody, Randy Orton, also Jacob Fatu. They were much better off doing that than what we're getting.
Oh my God, do you know how like what's the word? How I felt about that? I was like disappointed and just like, no, man, because going into this year, I said to myself, I was so 100% confident that Drew McIntyre was going to go into WrestleMania as the champion, right? And then when they decided to have the match between him and Cody Rhodes on SmackDown, I was kind of like, they better not screw this up. Please don't screw this up.
Yeah. I remember I was upset when Drew lost the title, but then I saw they were going to do Cody and Randy at WrestleMania. So I'm like, okay, it sucks that Drew lost the title before WrestleMania, but it sounds like a good use of the WrestleMania main event. They could do something good with it, and they botched it big time.
Don't get me
I don't
wrong,
want to
though.
hear any. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. The Drew McIntyre Jacob Fatu build up is good. I like the brawls that they've been having. But when you look back at it, you're like, damn, dude, you should have kept the belt on Drew.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, they had a lot of creative fumbles over the last year. No matter how much you want to play it off or try to say it's our fault for criticizing, this one takes the cake. Yeah, this is the biggest reflection on how badly their creative has been in the last year, and it's sad that they had to do it to a feud that had so much potential.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots, dumb fucks, ass clowns,
Jesus.
confident fucks.
Greedy.
All right, but in any event, yeah, I went on a tangent. I know I'm going to write a diss to WWE that's dropping this weekend too, but we'll get into that in another time. But yes, we are here to talk about WrestleMania 42. We're here to give our predictions for the big show this weekend, taking place Saturday and Sunday from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And yeah, while it doesn't feel like WrestleMania this year the way it has in other years, I still do have faith in the talent, not the creative team, that they're going to go out and put on a great show and make up for the creative bullshit we have been seeing recently.
You know what, Kurt? Despite with everything you're saying is correct, but you know what? I have a good, confident feeling that this year's WrestleMania may be better than last year's.
It has the potential to be. The card itself looks great. The Cody and Randy match looked great up until the bullshit they pulled a week ago. But overall, this is a strong card. Even though certain people are being left off the show this year, which is very weird, specifically EO Sky, the card still looks strong on paper. I got to give them that.
Definitely night two. I think night two is definitely going to be better than night one because of the main event. If you're a wrestling fan, if you had to choose, if like let's say you couldn't afford to go to both nights, and you had a decision to go into either night one or two, I would definitely go to night two.
I would go to night two also, but honestly, in any case, I would always go to night two because I kind of feel like the WrestleMania and Sunday is just a better connection. Yeah, WrestleMania Sunday hits differently than WrestleMania Saturday.
When I went to WrestleMania 39 3 years ago, there were more people in attendance for night two than night one. Mainly because of the main event.
Yeah, because WrestleMania was always a Sunday show. Like growing up, it was always on Sunday, so like you associate it with a Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, but in any event, we are going to give our predictions for this card for WrestleMania taking place this weekend. And the match that'll open night one, we do have a 6-man tag featuring the Usos and LA Knight taking on Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed.
I saw that weird little promo they did, that vignette of I Show Speed getting.
Yeah, I saw that.
A little weird.
I saw.
I don't know, man. This is. I think because of the fact that they have a celebrity involved. I don't know. I think. I don't know. I have the Vision winning this one.
Interesting. Yeah. I'll say this much. I don't mind this situation of using a celebrity where it's just a 6-man tag, a mid-card match. Yeah. And honestly, I Show Speed, he's been doing a good job in the, segments they've had him in the last few weeks. I have to say he's been pretty entertaining for the most part. Yeah. So like this situation, I don't mind it. It's not a big deal. It's not taking anything away from anybody. But I think the Usos and LA Knight get their revenge and they pick up the win.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got to give it to I Show Speed. He took that nasty-ass RKO through the table at WrestleMania 2 years ago and that infamous spear from Braun Breaker in the Royal Rumble last year. So, yeah, I got to give him credit. Like, the dude's one of the better celebrities I've seen recently.
True.
Yeah, and you notice I don't call Logan Paul the douchebag fuck anymore.
I know, because you said that you like... it's his brother is the one now, right? You have a little more respect for Logan. Yeah.
It was two things. It was like, one, after his brother Jake posted that bullshit about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show, like Logan Paul spoke up for Bad Bunny and whatnot, so I respected him for that. And honestly, just his commitment to wrestling and like the fact that he's full-time now and like, takes it seriously, I give him props for that too. So, I don't hate him the way I used to anymore. I guess I'm growing up.
you, you leaned off of him for a while. Now I'm like, whoa, what the hell's happened?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, maybe I
Wow.
might target Ari Emanuel next, but that's another story. So yes,
Yeah.
I do have the Usos and LA Knight picking up the win. And funny, the tag team titles are not on the line at WrestleMania this year. Actually,
No,
neither
they're
tag
not.
team titles are on the line. And
No.
honestly, who gives a fuck? Because they made us not give a fuck about the tag titles of last year. So it is what it is.
It's funny how they made the design on the belts look better though, but it hasn't really been taken seriously.
Yeah, pretty much ever since then, yeah, the tag titles have barely been a priority. There
Yeah.
was like a brief period during last year on SmackDown where the tag titles were, important, but then once they gave it to the Wyatt Six, they went all downhill, and they haven't been the
Hey,
same since.
damn.
Yeah, it is what it is. But the Usos and LA Knight pick up the win, and I am looking forward to this match, the Sin City Street Fight. I'm sorry, not Sin City Street Fight, non-sanctioned match.
Unsanctioned,
We have,
yes.
yeah, we have Jacob Fatu going against Drew
Ooh,
McIntyre.
wow. This is this match and another match are on the card where I'm really looking forward to for night one. Ooh, this is a tough one, and you know what's crazy? Jacob Fatu has been interfering a lot of Drew McIntyre's,
Yeah,
match, especially the match that he had with Cody Rhodes. That's how he lost the title. This is a crazy one. Um, I love Jacob Fatu though, but I think I have Drew McIntyre winning.
I think Jacob Fatu picks up the win.
Oh, to get that momentum if he wants to prove, like, not saying he hasn't proved himself. He has. I mean, for goodness sakes, look back. You go back to last year's WrestleMania. He became U.S. champion, defeating LA Knight, which was phenomenal. I mean, I get it. If he wants to really prove up, stand alone, especially in these circumstances, then yeah, it will be the right choice for him to win. But I don't know. No, I feel like after what Drew McIntyre after losing the title, and then I don't know, man. That's why I'm picking him to win.
Yeah, it's a shame this couldn't be like part of the title storyline. Like it's a kind of looking back at it now, a shame that they took the title off of Drew. And yeah, it'd still be a good match. It's still been a pretty good feud, despite how horrible SmackDown's been. But yeah, I think Jacob Fatu picks up the win. And I heard apparently Drew's like leaving to film that Highlander movie. He's supposed to be off to
Really?
like film that soon. So
Oh,
possibly he loses here and then yeah, takes his break to go film that
hmm.
Highlander shit.
I didn't even hear about that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Highlander. I heard of the
Yeah,
movie
so
and all that stuff though, but yeah, cool.
I got you. All
Yeah.
right, so I have Jacob Fatu winning. You have Drew McIntyre winning. And for the very first time, the Women's Intercontinental Championship will be defended at WrestleMania as we have the champion AJ Lee, who will be wrestling at her first WrestleMania since WrestleMania 31, 11 years ago, defending her title against Becky Lynch.
Now you know what this is what I wish. Like, damn, wish I was on the show earlier. But when they booked this match about a month and a half ago at Elimination Chamber, I was like, dude, they could have waited till Mania. I was like, all right, but because they were in Chicago, they had AJ Lee winning. Understandable. I think Becky Lynch gets her payback and she wins.
Me too, because AJ beat Becky at WrestlePalooza. She beat her in War Games. She beat her and took her title from her at Elimination Chamber. So yeah, all roads lead to Becky getting her revenge here.
I agree.
Yeah, but honestly, I remember like when this feud first started a few months ago, I figured they would probably do this match at WrestleMania. But
Mm-hmm.
now that we're this close to it, a few days away, it just doesn't feel as special as I thought it would.
No, because they kept doing it, and also, I mean, like you said, they had that match. They had that match at Elimination Chamber, which I thought they should have waited for. So,
Yeah, that's one part of it, and just in general as a whole, like yeah, like I've said before, WrestleMania just doesn't feel like WrestleMania like it usually does.
Kurt, there is only from the women's division, which we'll get into later. There is only one match that, like, oh my god, this build has just been. Whoo,
We'll get into that
whoo.
a little
Yeah,
later.
we'll get into that
We're gonna
later,
get
but
into that
oh
a
my
little later.
god, like,
Yeah, but this match, I think it'll still be good. I like that sit down interview they had like last week on Raw, where like Becky interrupted AJ's interview with Michael Cole, and they like got like really deep into it. And then AJ told Becky that your daughter's favorite wrestler is me. Yeah, she was mad funny. So yeah, I mean the feud has been solid, but I don't know, just something from it has been missing. I can't really put my finger on it, but yeah, something
mm.
in a way. been missing from it. But I still think the match will deliver in this case, and Becky gets her revenge. And I'm glad that the women's Intercontinental title is being defended at WrestleMania for the first time. Unfortunately, the women's US title has a long way to go, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
All right, so we both have Becky Lynch regaining her championship.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to our next match, we have a four-way for the women's tag team championship pitting Nia Jax and Lash Legend,
Mm-hmm.
Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and as of now, Nikki and Brie Bella.
That's just random. How they just randomly just threw the Bella twins in there.
Well, when the Bellas like reunited at the Royal Rumble, they did that promo on Raw saying they were going to go after the tag team titles, and they were never around like when the tag team titles like became a thing. Like they retired like right before the tag team titles got established. So like now that they're back and
They
it's
want to
WrestleMania,
put that on their resume. Gotcha. If they win.
yeah. But the only thing is Nikki Bella has like a foot injury. She's like been wearing like a walking boot recently, so there's
Really?
like not um it's not certain that she's going to be able to get back in time to perform at WrestleMania.
Well, damn.
Yeah, so uh, apparently this is why they didn't make the Io Sky and Asuka match official for WrestleMania, because they're trying to maybe implement Asuka and Kairi Sane as like a standby team just in case Nikki and Brie can't make it, or like Nikki's not able to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
You know
apparently
what?
that's been what the deal is.
I mean, regardless, though, I love the Irresistible Force tag team. I love Nia Jax, of course, but I love Lash Legend as well. I love that tag team. So I
What man
keep the
doesn't love
belts on them.
Lash Legend?
Huh?
I said, what man doesn't love Lash Legend?
Well, man doesn't like Stephanie Valkyria, but we'll get in that later.
Yeah,
But anyway.
but honestly, considering that Bayley got screwed out of performing at WrestleMania last year with that last minute, storyline they did,
Yeah.
and her and Lyra were supposed to team up that night for the titles,
Yeah.
and it didn't work out that way. I think Bayley and Lyra get their moment this year and they win the titles
Really?
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sticking with the Irresistible Force because I love that tag team. I love the momentum that they're riding right now. Keep the belts on them. I'm picking Nia Jax and Last Legend to retain.
And considering that Bayley and Lyra have been kind of cheating to win their matches recently, I think they're going to probably do something along those lines in this match. And yeah, they're going to win the titles.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I guess they decided to drop that whole Bayley split personality storyline they were doing a few months ago.
Weird. They didn't do anything. That's one of the one
exactly.
of the exactly. And you think they were going to do like a feud between her and Lyra, but they didn't because that was just, I don't know.
And then Jey Uso and LA Knight, they were teasing a feud between them for a while. And like Jey Uso like crashed out after losing a match to him. And then 1 week later, he teams up with his brother and everything's just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of weird fuckery going on with their creative, but that's another story. So I do have Bayley and Lyra winning the tag team titles. So let's get on to our next match.
This one was just random. This was such a random one. Like, this was a match where months ago you're like, okay, I know what they're gonna do, but there was an unfortunate injury, and then you're like, what's Plan B? Okay, we have Plan B, but this person got hurt. What's Plan C? Oh, this is Plan C, and it was kind of like, and I saw the segment last Monday. We're kind of like, huh? It was just. I'm not saying that it's creative's fault. It's just like, what could you do in this situation? And this situation is I'm talking about is Seth Rollins versus the career killer, the ring general, Gunther.
Yes, we are getting this match finally for the very first time. And yes, I will give WWE a pass on this one because many key people got injured, like Braun Breaker being one example, then Rey Mysterio up until recently with another example. So this one I'll give him a pass for. Like, I'm not going to hold this one against them.
Also,
but at the end of the day, what's up?
Braun Breaker, not Braun Breaker. Also, Bronson Reed. I'm sorry, was also her as well.
They probably would have done Bronson. Yeah, Bronson Reed got hurt, so you figure maybe Bronson Reed would have been the backup plan after Braun Breaker got hurt, but then Bronson Reed got hurt too. So, and then Rey Mysterio was supposed to be Gunther's opponent, and then Mysterio got hurt. So, yeah, this is kind of like something they had to throw together. I get it, so I'm not going to hold it against them. But it should be a kick-ass match, though, regardless.
Yeah, I don't know who to pick in this situation. This is Seth Rollins' first match since... Oof.
Since October, since Crown Jewel, when he beat Cody
Wow.
in that champion versus champion match
Yeah. And you
6
got to
months ago.
remember, and Gunther, made his shocking return about what, a couple weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
Um,
yeah, the
yeah,
day before my birthday.
yeah. So, and this is after he ended. This is after the whole him ending John Cena, not necessarily ending his career though, because his career was going to end anyway though. But pretty
Being the
much,
man who retired him.
yeah, pretty much, yeah, being the one to retire him, pretty much. So,
You know what was fun? You know what's
momentum.
funny?
Hmm.
You know what's funny? He retired John Cena back in December, and up until like 2 weeks ago, with John Cena being announced as the host for WrestleMania, it was looking like John Cena was going to be on WrestleMania, and the dude who retired him wasn't going to be on WrestleMania.
Crazy.
What the fuck, man? Yeah, it's another kind of fumble on their part. Having Gunther retire Cena the way he did, and he was almost not even going to make it to WrestleMania. And they were going to put him against Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Look, it's a good
I
match, but
know.
let's
Right.
be real. That's not really a WrestleMania match.
Man, what I was really hoping?
What were you really hoping?
That Chris Jericho was going to sign with WWE and didn't maybe potentially do like a storyline with Gunther. You know what I mean? I guess. I don't know. Just throwing it out
That would
there.
have been cool, but he did resign with AEW. He's
Yeah.
back on AEW TV now,
Yeah.
and yeah, it would have been nice if he came back to WWE, but it's not the end of the world. Is what it is. I'm sure maybe AEW offered him, more like offered him more freedom, and then maybe WWE offered him maybe more of a retirement run, and maybe he wasn't ready for that. So yeah, it is what it is.
You know what? Speaking of
But
that, with the bullshit that Ricochet just did like a month, like not too long ago, Chris Jericho
uh
put him on the list.
yeah, good. Yeah, that was a douchebag move on Ricochet's part. I talked about it
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it was a real bad look.
MS, that's a serious thing though. My mom had MS.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah, like arguing with trolls is one thing, but to say some shit like that, come on,
yeah,
son.
got to keep your
Yeah,
emotions.
but in any event, as far as this match between Seth Rollins and Gunther, I have a lot of faith that it's gonna kick ass and maybe be one of the standouts of night one. But I think Gunther's gonna win because for one, they still kind of need to keep him strong since he's still like retiring all these people and coming off of retiring Cena, retiring AJ Styles. And I think Braun Breaker is gonna factor into the finish where he costs Rollins the match and that sets up their feud and they can have their match backlash.
Yeah, yeah, because I heard that he's been somewhat medically cleared to return and he's been working out on his injury. So at that time when I heard that news, I was kind of like hopeful that okay, maybe he'll be back. Maybe they could still do plan A, which was Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker though. But what you just said makes sense now because yeah, they could still have the Gunther and Seth Rollins will have a kick-ass match, but I think Braun Breaker will be the factor of Gunther winning. So
Yeah, I see that happening as well. But I do think it'll be a great match. I have Gunther picking up the win, and this is one of them I'm looking. I'm sorry, this is one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most for the Women's World Championship. We have Stephanie Vaquer defending her championship in her first actually WrestleMania, her first WrestleMania against the 2026 Women's World Rumble winner, fresh off of being at Coachella this past weekend, none other than Liv Morgan.
this, ladies and gentlemen, should be the main event of night one. This
Now
match,
it should be. Now it should be.
yeah, this whole build up, it's been violent and physical. Every week on Raw, these two are going after it. They're beating each other up, sneak attacks in the locker room. You saw that big lump on Liv Morgan's forehead, man. Just they've been going at it with
Everybody
each
saw that.
other, huh?
Everybody saw that shit.
Right. You saw the brawl from last week. Hell, even Kathy Kelly got hurt.
Got knocked down. Damn.
Yeah, got knocked down. My God, it's been brutal. I love it, but I love it though. That's the build up. That's a build up for WrestleMania.
I'll be honest. This feud kind of started off slow, like when they first, started feuding, like after the Royal Rumble. Those first few weeks were kind of slow, but like in the last month, they really stepped it up. There was that brawl they had like in Gorilla a few weeks ago, like when Liv was coming out with Dominic, Stephanie attacked her from behind, and they started fighting in Gorilla. And then when Roxanne came and helped Liv attack Stephanie like a couple weeks ago, and then that incident last week where like Stephanie knocked Liv into Roxanne Perez, and they both got knocked out. And like even last week, last Monday, that brawl they had on Raw was crazy. Liv looked like she didn't really sleep too much because she was just coming off of being a Coachella. So I could see why she was probably maybe tired and took her frustrations out on Stephanie.
No. She was speaking. She was just screaming. That was the only difference.
Yeah, you see that music video she
That's
dropped.
all.
See that music video? She
Yeah.
looked like some Britney Spears type shit. That's the vibe I got.
You think that's gonna be her theme song moving forward?
It's possible. I could see her coming out to it this Saturday.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah.
talking about how the build has gone a little slow. I think looking back, the story elevated after that sit down interview that those two had. You remember that?
Oh, when Stephanie made Liv cry,
Yes.
when she started saying a bunch of shit to her in Spanish, and then she made her
Yes.
cry.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But with all that, with how this feud has gone and how it's finally come to this point, there's so many different ways this outcome can play out. But
Oh God.
there is a case where either Raquel or Roxanne Perez could either accidentally or on purpose cost Liv the match. That could happen because remember before that incident happened where Stephanie attacked Liv and caused her to knock into Roxanne Perez's head. Before that happened, Liv and Roxanne were talking about the whole Finn Balor situation.
Mm-hmm.
And before they could really talk about it, that happened. So maybe Roxanne Perez might want to get revenge on behalf of Finn after they kicked him out of Judgment Day a few weeks ago and perhaps screw Miss Liv Morgan over. And also considering the fact that she maybe doesn't forget the way that Liv initially treated her when she was brought into Judgment Day.
And also, here's another thing you got to remember: Liv Morgan's never won at a WrestleMania, Kurt.
She's never had a singles match at a WrestleMania for that matter.
So
yeah, and also Raquel has gripes with Liv because Raquel got eliminated from the Royal Rumble by Liv, and then Liv interfered in that match, with Stephanie McAfee after she told her not to. So yeah, Raquel also has legit gripes against Liv. I think they're also going to end up feuding regardless of the outcome and how it goes. But I do think that Liv Morgan wins the championship.
Really?
Yeah, I think she wins the championship. I think the belt would be better on her right now than Stephanie McAfee. I think there's more potential for like major feuds to happen with Liv with the title as opposed to Stephanie.
The fan in me wants to cheer for Stephanie, wants Stephanie McAfee to win. It's her WrestleMania debut, and damn. Because moving forward, there's so much they could do because you got to remember, like you were saying, let's say if Liv does win, I mean, of course it'll look good on her because she's a heel and her momentum and all that. But you got to remember, if Stephanie wins, and let's say Raquel or Roxanne is the one that costs her the title, they could feud. But then again, who would Stephanie McAfee feud with moving forward?
Exactly. This is the only really good feud she's had since she's been the champion. This is honestly the only really good feud that she's had.
True.
Yeah, but like if Liv wins the title, if Liv wins the title, Raquel could have a case and like maybe turn on her the next night on Raw, or Roxanne, the same thing could happen in that scenario. So I feel like it would be best if Liv wins the title and then they could, have those feuds coming out of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Liv Morgan winning the Women's World Championship.
Same.
I'm really happy for both women, but especially Liv, seeing like her come up, like, being in the Riot Squad and, doing the solo stuff for a couple years. And she was like a baby face, but like, wasn't really getting to that next level. And that great feud she had with Rhea Ripley that really, made her what she is now. So I'm happy that she's, getting this WrestleMania spotlight like she's never gotten it before.
You know what? Same here. Damn it, I love Stephanie McAfee. I do. Part of me wants to cheer for her. Though,
I'm sure every man in America or any man period loves Stephanie McAfee for obvious reasons.
But the journalism side of me is like, what's the right thing to do? When we're looking hindsight. Yeah, I think it's better that Liv Morgan wins. So yeah.
Yeah, I have Liv Morgan winning the title, and what should be a match we're excited about, being the main event of WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. WWE proceeded to make us not give a fuck about it anymore because of their stupidity and their incompetence. We have for the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes defending his title against Randy Orton with Pat McAfee involved, also Jelly Roll involved. I'm sure Stephen A. Smith is probably going to make a cameo too. He's probably going to get involved also. Yeah, bring the whole damn ESPN crew. Bring the whole family through.
Might as
Yeah,
well,
make it a
yeah.
lumberjack match. Make it a
Thank you.
lumberjack match.
Right. Oy.
Son.
No
You know what's
excuses.
funny? You know what's funny? This is the third year in a row where Cody's getting his WrestleMania main event fucked with.
Oh yeah, WrestleMania 40 was a whole bloodline, and
The whole
this,
Rock situation when The Rock
yeah,
initially took the match from him and then he took it back. And then last year, the whole Travis Scott and Rock thing, and they were nowhere to be found. And then and then at WrestleMania, Travis Scott randomly shows up.
yeah.
Yeah, some weird ass shit, Holmes.
What made that match worse last year was the fact that Travis Scott was the one who cost Cody Rhodes to lose the title in the first place. That was just stupid.
That was
When
very stupid.
Yeah, when you thought The Rock was going to be involved, and he wasn't even involved. That what made it
No, it was
worse.
not. But I
Um,
will say, I don't. Considering that Pat McAfee said that if Cody Rhodes wins, then he'll never show his face in WWE again. With that stipulation,
yeah, Orton's
they
going to
pretty
win.
much gave it away. Yeah, they pretty much gave it away. Orton's gonna win, and just like WrestleMania 33, this is gonna be another dog shit WWE Championship match that he's involved in. God rest Bray Wyatt's soul, but I have to be honest about that match. Yeah, this is like kind of another example of that. They had to fuck with Randy Orton too.
So that build up between Orton and Bray Wyatt was good, but the match
Yeah,
just
but that
didn't.
match,
Yeah,
that match wasn't good. I'm sorry, it
yeah,
wasn't good.
weird. That's just is sad, man. Like that bothers me as a fan because like it's one thing about matches is one thing, but build up and story is just that really hits deeper.
I
It
hear
hits
you, man.
deeper,
All right,
and they
but
had a potential of doing something and they didn't.
yeah, I don't have a lot of time left, so I'm gonna have to rush
No.
through this. We don't give a fuck about
Okay.
this match anyway. So, yeah, I have Randy Orton winning by Pat McAfee shenanigans, and yeah, it's sad. Even if it turns out to be a good match in the end, it's just sad how badly WWE fumbled this one.
Yeah.
The way they fumbled this match needs to be studied. They fumbled some shit before. They've like fumbled things that were handed to them on a silver platter before, but damn, like yeah, this is like some next level botching of storylines. Yeah, this
Just
is
biggest storyline
trash.
mistake of the year so far.
Yep. I hope it. I mean, I don't want to say that it can't get any worse than this because, oh, I don't put it past them. At this point, I do not put it past them.
No, not at all.
All right, but yeah, Randy Orton wins, and on to night two. Night two in the opening match, we do have Oba Femi going one-on-one with Brock Lesnar, and I have to be honest, we've criticized WWE for the build for the Orton and Cody match, rightfully so, but this has been the one match that has had the perfect build ever since it started.
Oh my God. Oba Femi Kurt is the future of this business. That man
Hell
has
yeah, he is.
that man he has it all. The crowd loves him. That
His
segment
entrance,
yeah.
the Oba strut.
Yes.
I'm
Dude.
gonna walk that way into work today.
You stupid. You watch hey, you gonna walk like that for the Knicks playoffs game?
Oh, the playoffs start this weekend too.
But anyway, Kurt, Oba Femi's mic skills is just impeccable.
Yo, he bodied that promo on Raw Monday. He bodied that promo. He was great.
Hell yeah, he bodied that, and the crowd reacted to it. You're just like, this is the future. They love this guy. I love this dude. Oh my God. Just the buildup between these two has been great. I love the brawl that they had for the first contract signing they were supposed to have, but they had to have separate contracts signing, which I've never seen before. But I love that. But Oba Femi is winning. Oba Femi is winning. You cannot break that man's you cannot break that man's momentum. You can't.
I agree with you. I want him to win, but I think Brock Lesnar's going to win.
Oh, bro, Oba Femi is doing us black wrestling fans a favor. He is avenging everything that has happened. Kofi
Absolutely.
Kingston,
We have
Bobby Lashley,
we have four black wrestlers on the WrestleMania card this year, all making their WrestleMania debuts.
should be five. Wait, should be five.
Oh yeah, Carmelo Hayes. They fucked him over. We'll get into that in a few minutes. But yeah, Obafemi, he's been doing great work. But I feel like considering how they've made Brock, I don't want to say look weak, but Oba's kind of gotten the better of him in most of their exchanges. I feel like this is setting up for a Brock Lesnar win, and
Oh,
Obafemi will beat him when they have a rematch, possibly at SummerSlam.
oh, God.
I get it. I understand. Trust me, I get it. I hope Oba wins too. I hope I'm wrong, but I could see a scenario playing out where Brock Lesnar wins here, and then they do a rematch later on this year, and then Oba beats him there.
I love the dude's nickname, the Ruler. Dude, that man, that segment, that promo that he cut this past Monday on Raw, you saw that and you're like, dude, the future is bright. The future is bright.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude needs to be pushed to the moon. Yeah, that dude has everything that you are looking for in a pro wrestler in this era. I really
Mhm.
hope he does win, but I don't think it's going to happen. I hate to say it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh,
It would suck, though, because he has so much momentum right now. It would suck if he ends up losing, but I think that's how it's going to go down.
okay.
All right. So in any event, I have Brock Lesnar winning, and also we have a 6-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. This should be fun. We have the new
Mm.
champion Penta defending against JD McDonough, Javon Evans, Rusev, Dragon Lee, and Rey Mysterio, who just came back last week to enter into the match too.
No offense to Rey Mysterio, I love Rey though, but the only reason why he went into Mania because he found out that Gunther was going to have a match. He's like, oh, okay, my career's not on the line. Cool.
He also said he wants to be retired by his son Dominic, so I get it.
Okay. You know what? Penta's he's ever since he's won Intercontinental Championship, my hat's off to him. He's been pushing for people in the back to step up. And this is a big step up, and I think that he retains the title.
Me too. I think he wins. If he doesn't win, I think Javon Evans wins.
Okay.
It's funny. I was listening to CM Punk's interview with Matt Barnes, like right before we got on the show, and he was
Oh,
talking about how, like some of the younger kids in the locker room call him, like, the OG, and he mentions that Javon Evans calls him Pops.
really?
Yeah, he said he didn't know how to take it at first, like he wasn't sure how to take it at first, but it grew on him after a
Yeah.
while.
That's funny.
Yeah, good interview so far. I'm not finished with it, but it's a good interview.
That's cool.
Yeah, funny. Punk said he loves Vegas despite the fact that he doesn't drink and smoke and do that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but in any event, I do have Penta retaining also, but this match is gonna be batshit. I can't wait. It's been a year
Oh, yeah.
since we've seen it's been years since we've seen like ladder match for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
It's been 10 years actually. Yeah, WrestleMania 32.
You're right. You're right about
That was good. That match was good too.
Yeah.
I was there for it. All right, so I have Penta winning also, and a whole year in the making. It's finally gonna happen. We have Dominic Mysterio, the chicken tender slut, going one-on-one with a demon, Finn Balor.
Oh my God, this is pretty much a long time waiting, not for the both of them, and also for Finn Balor, because the last time we saw the Demon Finn Balor was 3 years ago when I was at WrestleMania 39, and to this day, some fans were saying it was a bad idea for him to lose against Edge
It
because
was a
of
bad
Demon
idea.
Balor.
It was a
Yeah,
bad idea.
so this
Edge,
is
Edge was gone from the company like 6 months after that, and Finn Balor was still a part of Judgment Day. Judgment Day was like really hot at the time, so that made no sense to have Finn Balor lose that match as the Demon too. Apparently, that
true.
was a Vince McMahon call.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, apparently that was Vince McMahon's choice to have the finish
right.
go down that way. But in any event, this will be the Demon's first appearance in 3 years. I kind of wish they hadn't given it away the way they did, but we kind of saw it coming anyway.
True.
So
As a
I really like the angle they did a few weeks ago when like Finn officially got kicked out of Judgment Day when they all attacked him and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was a great angle.
Oh yeah.
And it's funny, they haven't really done much on TV between the two of them since then.
No, they haven't. They've just been avoiding each
Yeah,
other.
weird.
Especially Dom, of course, because he's the heel. But this is an opportunity for Demon Finn Balor to redeem himself as that character, and he's gonna get that win. He's gonna get that W.
Yeah, I think he gets that W too. I feel like that's the only logical way for this match to end is for the Demon to pick up the win. And
Yes.
to get his revenge on the chicken tender slut for kicking him out of the group that he created or helped create.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many incarnate crazy. This year is like 4 years. This WrestleMania will be 4 years since Judgment Day first started.
Damn. And this whole entire time I was thinking that, like, dude, they need to, split up after this, man. It felt like the momentum and the aura had died with this group, though, but I don't know.
They were supposed to have this match at SummerSlam last year. They were supposed to do this match at SummerSlam, but then they held off on it.
Nah, yeah.
All right, so we both have Demon Finn Balor winning. And for the United States Championship, we have the new champion, Sami Zayn, after defeating Carmelo Hayes to win the title a couple weeks ago, defending
Horrible.
the title against the man making his WrestleMania debut,
With his lemon
Trick
pepper
Williams.
steppers.
Lemon Pepper Steppers. Yo, I gotta say, this dude also has a lot going on too. This dude also has
Hell
that aura
yeah.
and that personality that's kind of like tailor made for wrestling. Yeah, he's
Bro.
been knocking it out of the park ever since he debuted.
And ladies and gentlemen, who Kurt is referring to is none other than Trick Williams. Whoop that trick. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I love this guy. This dude gives me a little bit of Booker T vibes a little bit, but I like it. I love it.
And The Rock too. And The Rock
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, and this dude gets a lot of attention mainstream too, though, like interviews and all that stuff. I like it. It's good for him. Dude, Trick Williams is winning this match. I wish this match would have been against Carmelo Hayes. Hell, they could have done a
Or
three-way.
three-way.
No. Could have did a
Yeah,
three-way.
they
but
fuck.
no.
Yeah, they fucked Carmelo Hayes over with like him being like the best part of SmackDown the last few months with those great United States title matches. And like
No.
3 weeks before WrestleMania, they take the belt off of him, and now he's not even going to be on the show at all. Yeah,
Didn't
they
he
kind of
have
screwed
that?
him over.
Didn't he held that title for about like up to 100 days at least?
Like 3 months, he had it like since like the end of December,
Yeah.
and then he lost it like at the end of March.
See, man,
Yeah, that was whack. Yeah, that's whack on W. I mean, look, it's still an appealing match with Sammy and Trick Williams because they've been having like interactions a lot the last few months. But yeah, they did screw over Carmelo Hayes in this case.
Didn't like it, man. But Trick Williams, he has so much momentum, dude. Don't kill it. He's winning.
I could see that happening, or I could see Sami Zayn retaining by cheating, and that starts a double. And that starts a double turn between the two of them because I know you've noticed the crowd has been turning on Sami Zayn lately.
Of course, because of what they just did.
Yeah, so I'm starting to get the feeling that Trick Williams and Sammy might swap places where Sammy turns heel, Trick turns babyface, and they could have a rematch later down the road and Trick beats him there. And Sammy just got the title. Sammy just got the title a few weeks ago, so I could see him turning heel and holding the title for a while, and then we'll do a switch later on.
Look, I have nothing against Sami Zayn. I just felt like he just been put in these positions where it's like, I mean, come on, does he really deserve it? I mean, come on, you go back to 2 years ago, he was the one who beat Gunther.
When Gable
should have been Chad Gable. That's oh my god.
Hey, look, that match is still great. It still worked out in the end, but Chad Gable also did get screwed over in that case.
Thank you.
But this is worse. I think this is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Carmelo Hayes literally had the title for 3 months, and they waited like until this close to WrestleMania to take it off him and also keep him off the WrestleMania card.
I still have
All right, but anyway, I'll pick Sammy to retain and he turns heel. I think that's going to happen.
Wait, hold on real quick. Hold on.
And, all right.
Okay, I'm ready, man. I'm right here. Kurt.
All right, so for the WWE Women's Championship, a match I also don't really care too much for because of the build. I hate to say it. We have Jade Cargill defending her championship against Rhea Ripley.
You know what? This has nothing against the star power of Rhea Ripley. The build-up's kind of been
Yeah, the build-up has sucked for this match. I'm not going to lie, it sucked.
Yeah, I mean, and then Jade Cargill just randomly just turned heel. And I remember I was hearing this segment between her and who are the other two ladies?
B-Fab and Michin, her new baddies.
Yeah, and I heard that they are doing a segment, but all three of them were talking at the same time or talking over each other. I was like, dude, that's not good. When Jade is the champion, she should be the only one who should be talking. Look, I've been saying this for like a while because I knew this match was going to happen. As much as I love Rhea Ripley, if Jade Cargill does not retain her title, that shows that she's really not fit to be in that role as a champion. So Jade, really has to like prove herself in this match. Needs to have a good match with
Has to. This is the
has
biggest
to.
match of her career.
Yeah,
This is the biggest match of
with
her
Rhea
career. She
Ripley
has
of
to
all
deliver.
people. You're pretty much main eventing with somebody who's literally is like the top women's star, who's a money drawer as Rhea Ripley. You need to have a good match, and if you don't, and if you lose, dude, that says a lot. You as a person, that says like you're really not fit to be in this role. And I don't want to hear all other, no offense, want to hear a bunch of us black wrestling fans saying how, oh man, they're doing Jay dirty and blah blah blah. Like, no, dude, she's just not fit in that role. She's not.
Yeah, yeah, you have to be honest. She has a lot to offer. Like, don't get us wrong. She has a lot to offer from like the look, the presence. She's like tailor made in that sense for pro wrestling.
Right.
But for whatever reason, this whole title reign she's had, like ever since she got the title 6 months ago, she's barely defended it. And like, yeah, even the matches she's had have been like, like nothing really to write home about in that sense. So in that regard, this match has to be good. If this match ends up not being good, ends up being disappointing, then I really don't know where they go from here with her as far as like being the champion
Regardless,
or
though,
being in the title mix.
you know what? I have Jade Cargill retaining, but if for some reason if this match does not go good, they need to take the belt off of her moving forward. That's if the match is not good. If the match is good and she, of course, I'm picking her to retain regardless. But if she retains and the match is not good, that says to me that she's not fit in this role.
And also, there was that social media back and forth they were getting into a couple weeks ago, like right before they started
Oh yeah,
interacting on TV, like when this
yeah,
feud like first started. That
hmm
whole thing that kind of like put a dark cloud over this whole feud, and like the stuff they've been doing on TV with them the last
yeah,
few weeks hasn't been very interesting at all.
yeah.
And pretty much Io Sky, this is basically going to be the way Io Sky gets on the WrestleMania card is by being in Rhea Ripley's corner.
Mm,
Yeah, sad man. Io Sky was like one of the MVPs of WrestleMania last year. She had that great triple threat match that she won. She had so much momentum coming out of that. And then 1 year later at WrestleMania, she's not even on the show in an actual match.
sucks. That sucks, man.
Messed up. But
Yeah.
in any event, I also have Jade Cargill retaining. I would not be surprised if we see a cameo from Bianca Belair possibly either during the match or after the match. It's possible we could see Bianca
Um,
return and to confront Jade. It's possible that could go down. But regardless, I do have Jade retaining. I don't think Rhea really needs it in that sense. I don't think Rhea needs
no,
to win this match, but
no.
she's going to need to pull out a great match out of Jade, and I have faith that she'll be able to.
Same. But all I'm saying is they have to have a good match with each other. And if, like I said, if Jade doesn't really prove herself, I'm sorry. I love her, but it shows that she's not fit in that role. And I
Yeah,
don't
this
want
is
to
a
be
make
going
or
on
break
social
moment for her.
media, hearing everyone, oh my God, they're doing her dirty. Like, no, like cut the BS. She's not fit.
Yeah, knock it off. You
It's
got
not
you got to be
about color,
objective
it's not about race or anything like that. Like,
or
I don't
gender.
care.
Yeah, none of
Yeah,
that. You have to, us as wrestling personalities, podcasters, journalists, whatever you want to call us, we have to be objective, regardless of skin color,
yeah.
race, any of that jazz. If we like something, we praise it. If we don't like something and there's something that's clearly off, we have to call it out.
Thank you.
All right, so I do have Jade retaining the title, and on to the main events.
Yes.
This one I'm excited for. This one I am excited for.
Kurt.
If there's any match I'm looking forward to for WrestleMania the most, that'll make it feel like WrestleMania. It is this match I'm going to talk about right
Yes.
now for the World Heavyweight Championship. The first time this version of the title will be defended in the actual main event of WrestleMania. We do have CM Punk, the champion, defending against the Tribal Chief Roman motherfucking Reigns.
Kurt, this match, this feud has just been phenomenal. It started off with just segments, and then it got physical, and then that last segment that they had between each other on this past Monday night on Raw was just amazing. Oh my God, it's literally it's giving me Rock versus Austin vibes from WrestleMania 17. I love it. You literally have two fan bases going at each other. It's like, which side are you picking? Either CM Punk or Roman Reigns. And I said this
Yeah,
to
this is definitely Yeah, this is definitely like Hogan and Warrior,
Yeah,
Austin and Rock vibes. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that vibe from
I
this.
love that. Every once in a lifetime, you have a match like this, and I love it. Whose side are you on as a fan? I said this to myself a while ago. Roman Reigns wants to be the head of the table again. He wants to, be back on the island relevancy and all that stuff. But I had to say this, Kurt. You have to ask yourself this: if Roman Reigns wins, what kind of champion he's going to be moving forward? And I want you and everybody else to think about that. Roman Reigns was champion for 1,316 days. And that is a great title reign. And I'm not saying that was a bad title reign, but you got to remember, after WrestleMania 39 in 2023, right? Between that time and the time that he lost the following year, Roman Reigns only defended that title 3 times. It got lukewarm after that. And we criticize that. So again, if Roman Reigns wins, what kind of champion is he going to be moving forward? Are we still going to see that lukewarm champion where you're just defending it every once in a while whenever you want? Or are you going to be a fighting champion like CM Punk has? And that's why, not just as a fan, I'm picking CM Punk to retain the title.
Me too. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat for this whole match. I
Yes.
haven't looked this I haven't been this much excited for like a championship match on this level in a very long time. I will say we had our criticisms for the build for this year's WrestleMania and how it doesn't really feel special like past WrestleManias have felt. But this match does feel like it's WrestleMania. This
Yes.
match has that WrestleMania feel. And with the title reign Punk has had these last few months, he's had a very good title reign. I actually got to see one of his title defenses against Braun Breaker in person. And for how good this title reign's been so far, it would be a shame for it to come to an end at the hands of Roman Reigns when chances are he won't be on the show regularly after
Thank you.
WrestleMania.
And that's the thing, though. Like, if you're not going to be on, if you're making just random weekly, not weekly appearance, and you want to be the champion, that, like, dude, when you're the champion, that's a lot of responsibility. And I'm not saying Roman hasn't in the past; he has though. But look, it goes back to his title reign towards the end towards the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, he only defended the title 3 times.
Yeah. Between WrestleMania 39 and 40, yeah, he only had 3 title defenses.
Yeah, I had to do some research last night. I had to like, wait a minute, let me go back and see how many times he actually defended that title, because I remember SummerSlam, of course. So, but I had to like, okay, I remember Royal Rumble's one of them, and then there was one at a Crown Jewel. So,
Against LA Knight, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not really trying to see that happen again. I'm done with these
no,
whole part timers being champions and
yeah,
they're gone for months at a time. Hell,
yeah.
this title was created in the first place because of that, because of Roman, not being on TV for months at a time. That's why this whole
Thank you,
was actually invented.
thank you. Like, I
And
don't want.
how ironic,
I
and
hate
how
seeing that.
ironic the reason why, yeah, how ironic the reason why this title was invented. That person is going to go down in defeat and not win that title. But there is one thing I'm afraid of. There is one thing I'm concerned of:
But
the possibility of Pat McAfee getting involved.
that shit, no, please don't do that. That shit would piss me off. Don't.
It would piss me off, but Pat McAfee and Punk have been going back and forth in the promos recently, so I hope it doesn't happen, but it's kind of in the back of my head a little bit.
I don't know. I haven't really been thinking about that. You got to remember that pipe bomb 2.0 that Punk drop. You got to remember that was all because of what the frustrations of Triple H has been feeling about TKO. Same thing about Cody Rhodes. That was the whole point of those 2 promos. So
Yeah, definitely. And rightfully so. Yeah, everything he said in that promo, yeah, basically expressed how all of us have been feeling recently. And
yeah,
like I said, I don't know if Triple H was responsible for the whole, Pat McAfee stuff. I don't know what hand he played in it, but at the end of the day, he's also not off the hook with a lot of the creative moves that have happened over the last year. I'm
yeah,
not saying that it's all his fault. I'm not saying that he doesn't have maybe pressure from the TKO people, coming down onto him. But at the same time, as head of creative, he also bears some blame too.
true. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I'm definitely amped for this match. I'm psyched for this match. It should just be kept 1-on-1 between Punk and Roman Reigns, and I think CM Punk retains his title.
If Punk loses, we riot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The streets of Vegas are gonna be like here in New York if the Knicks don't win the title this year. That's how fucking crazy it's gonna get. Son.
Right. Look, I'm not going to say anything about basketball. I can't say anything because
if the Knicks don't. Yeah, I'll say this: if the Knicks don't make the finals this year, the season is a letdown. It's a disappointment. I don't care what anyone says. It's either finals or bust. Finals or the season's over.
Wait a minute. What seeding is the Knicks? Because I know Detroit's the number one seed, right?
They're three. They're number 3.
Okay.
Funny, we beat the Pistons last year in the first round, 6 games. Yeah, but it's gonna be an uphill battle. Yeah, but like if the Knicks don't make it to the finals this year, then this season's a disappointment as far as I'm concerned.
We'll see what's gonna happen though, but that's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we will see what's gonna happen, and yes, this is gonna be WrestleMania 42 this Saturday, this Sunday. Those are our predictions for the show coming up. It doesn't really feel like WrestleMania the way it should. Yeah, the vibe has been off this year compared to most years, but I feel like by the time WrestleMania comes and happens, fingers crossed, that feeling will arrive.
Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. So April 18th, April 19th on ESPN. That's 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be what, 5:30 Eastern?
5:30 Eastern time. The official show starts at 6 Eastern time.
Yeah, pretty much though. But the pre-show starts 30 minutes before that and all that jazz though. But the real show starts at 3. Huh?
Yes, it starts 3 hours before actually. Yeah, it starts mad early. Pre-show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they got to interview Peter Rosenberg. They got to interview Sam Roberts. They got to interview all the damn celebrities. They'll probably be talking to freaking Bruno Mars because Bruno Mars has a residency, so they'll be getting his opinion on who's gonna win. Yeah, all that crazy shit.
And he just recently had a show last week.
Yeah, I should go check it out sometime. I'm planning on maybe coming to Vegas for Labor Day weekend.
I know you told me that.
And if I come for Labor Day weekend, maybe I'll go to the Chris Brown and Usher concert because that's the weekend they're coming to Vegas. But I just might go to it here because they're gonna be at the MetLife Stadium, so I might just go to that show. Gotcha. I gotta find some girl to take with me though. I gotta find a date.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not going to that shit alone. I'm taking a girl with me. All right, but anyway, guys, yes, it is WrestleMania this weekend. Follow us on our social media pages, our Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Spotify, Spreaker. We love to talk to you guys about these topics in a healthy way, keyword healthy way. Yeah, leave comments, likes, all that good stuff. Yeah, we love interacting with you guys. And yes, enjoy WrestleMania this weekend, despite WWE's creative bullshit they've been pulling. And yes, until next time, for John Randall, this is Conscious Kurt with another edition of Clash of Champions. Take care, God bless, and remember, most importantly of all, don't be an asshole or a douchebag in real life or social media, because that toxic bullshit is for the birds. And if you do, I'm going to write a rap piece about you.
And I haven't said this in a long time. Stay safe, stay blessed, and always stay adventurous.
Yes, sir. Take care. Have a good one, guys. Happy WrestleMania week.